Hello, and welcome to the Tavern Chat Podcast. I'm your host, Gary Con, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the 10 Cars Tavern blog. Discord server, MeWe group, Facebook group, Twittering, Instagram, YouTube.com/Eric Tenkar. Tomorrow night, Bad Mike and myself. Tomorrow night being, what is it? What day is today? The 10th, so tomorrow's the 11th. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, November 11th, 2020, 8 p.m. Eastern, at youtube.com/Eric Tenkar. Bad Mike and myself will be recording our weekly Talking Crit. But this time we're going to have Tom Wilson of Throwy Games. So, it will be an interesting show. Join us. Comment. Keep us on our toes. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, today, big announcement in our corner of the universe. Gary Con XIII, March 25th through the 28th, 2021, means this coming March, is canceled. At least the physical con, the in-presence con, the one at the Grand Geneva, is not going to be happening. It'll be online only. So, what do we have about that? From Luke, after thorough consideration of the circumstances throughout the nation and the world, I regret to announce that Material Gary Con is canceled for 2021 due to the risks posed by coronavirus. The steep increase in new cases across the country and the lack of an approved vaccine made it clear to the entire staff that to go forward with the physical gathering of 1,500 people, note, 1,500 people, is a lot less than your average Gary Con at this point, would be irresponsible and potentially put tens of thousands of people across the nation at an increased risk. This was a difficult decision because we all really wanted to bring everyone together and create the unique spirit of camaraderie that has been the hallmark of Gary Con since 2009. But we unanimously agreed the right decision was to go virtual only in 2021. And then he goes on to say how you can convert your badge to a virtual badge, or if you want to go and do a refund. Basically, you have until December 31st of 2020 to request a refund. But here's the deal, folks. After this went up, there was an individual on social media, doesn't really matter who I don't want to say through a temper tantrum, but it was pretty much COVID is canceling all the cons and this is bullshit and I don't want to hear, make the best of it, yada, yada, yada. Well, here's the deal, all right? And by the way, after the post was up for a number of hours, they deleted it. And I'm glad they did, because reality is, there was something that we used to say on the job for things like this, and I've heard it in other circumstances. It is what it is. COVID is what it is. There's no denying it. It fucks shit up, right? New York State now, if you're flying into New York State, the National Guard is at the airports to tell you got to quarantine for 14 fucking days. Isn't that awesome? They're going to take your information. You got to fill out sheets. This is what it is. This is the world we are in. I don't like it, okay? I miss my fucking conventions. I don't like the fact that with congestive heart failure and being a type 2 diabetic and needing to lose more weight, I'm at increased risk, right? So I pretty much, I'll go outside, but I'm not going to go shopping in the supermarket or at Target or Best Buy. And do I miss that stuff? Yes. Do I miss going to the Complete and hanging out with Joe the lawyer and other people in the city? Yes. I miss it dearly. I miss going down to my fucking local pub and sitting inside. Now you can sit inside. Do I want to? I don't know. It's my health. It's at risk, and I don't want to risk my health, right? And some people might. And I'm hoping, knock on wood, that North Texas can be going on in June. But to throw a hissy fit because a convention is canceled, it's like pissing in the wind. All that's going to happen is it's going to come back on your leg. All right? You can't control the world of COVID right now. All right? Sure, you can, we're going to do this with it. Listen, the reality is, if we do have a change of presidents, that looks like we're going to, the new administration is likely going to strongly suggest that the states lock down. So canceling the con was not just probably the best decision for people's health, but financially, canceling it early probably saved them from losing money. All right, there are financial considerations to take into account. And yes, I dearly miss socializing physically with people. Yes, online conventions are not a perfect substitute for an in-person convention. How do you get around that? I don't know. Mike Battolato, Bad Mike, and myself were discussing it a little bit earlier today. And we're throwing an idea out. We're not sure how it's going to stick or not, but we're thinking next big con would be TotalCon. And maybe at TotalCon, we do a weekend of talking crits with a guest each time. I'm not going to throw names out because I haven't gotten anybody to confirm. We were just talking about this. But get people that you would normally see at conventions, get a chance maybe to shake a hand and chew the fat with. Get them on to a talking crit live on YouTube. Ask your questions, make your comments, interact with these people. And no, it is not a substitute. Is it as fulfilling? No. But maybe it's something that can make you feel a little bit better about it. Make us feel a little bit better about it. You're not going to... Nobody I'm talking to on this podcast right now is going to be able to go out there and change the world of COVID, right? How does the world of COVID change? The world of COVID changes when we actually have an immunization, right? Like you get like a flu shot, we get a COVID shot. Once that happens, then the world should start returning to a bit more of normality. In the meantime, we have to admit to ourselves that we have to do what we can to retain that bit of normality. All right. And I'm not trying to take anybody and shake sense into them, but maybe I am. All right. Getting mad at the world doesn't help anything. All right. Doesn't help. Getting mad at the folks behind Gary Con because they canceled the con doesn't help. Getting mad at a virus doesn't help. Right? It's not even satisfying. Try to find things that we can substitute. So, like I said, Mike and I are going to discuss, as an aside note, Mike and I with the Talking Crit, again, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Generally, we've got guests lined up tomorrow night. Like I said, Tom Wilson. But we've got others. And, hello. You want to come up on the desk? You just licked my arm, young lady.
Oh.
Yeah. She's like, what are you doing? Well, who are you talking to?
Have some treats and then...
Yeah, she's like, who are you talking to? I'm talking to the listeners of the podcast. Okay, Sadie? We're going to try to have a guest on pretty much every week. We actually have a booker who was working to get us to expand our potential guest list. So, the next couple of weeks should be interesting. Come 2021, might be very surprised at who comes onto the show. Folks, like I said, we're in the midst of the world of the pandemic. Take actions to protect yourself, your health, that of your loved ones, your family, your friends, your community. Take care of your pets, as you can hear Rach doing in the background. Use your common sense. Be safe, be well, God bless for all those dice. And God willing, Bad Mike and I, and Tom Wilson, will see you all manana. Later, folks.